Oh, here we are working on the Wife 71 Skylark under the dash, and ain't enough room to fit my head up in there, so I'm working blind, as most mechanics are kind of accustomed to. But at least I got a good view. Look at this headliner. That is not bad for 51 years old or better. I'm not good at math. I hope my headliner looks that good when I'm 50. And after 2 screws, there's the ignition module, and that's how I'm going to be starting this bad boy this morning, because we've got a steering column to change out. I tried to fix ignition pieces. I was unsuccessful.
No, you want to.
I'll let it run and warm up while I'm attaching the steering wheel. We got our cotter pin holding our steering wheel in so it won't come out. We're gonna try and make it 5 miles into town. Fingers crossed that there's no hiccup. So wish me luck. Another thing we gotta rectify, that only has like 5 pounds of oil pressure in it when we got her in gear. When it's sitting in an idling, it's got great pressure.
Well, I just got a call from John. Apparently, he's sitting on the side of the road with the old Buick Skylark. He was heading to the shop so we could look at it. Apparently, it's broke down. So let's go tow it and see what's going on. The wrecker is back at the shop. And there's John's old Skylark. And actually, it made it here on its own. We already had plans to do something with it. That's why he was driving it. Let's get into it. We ended up starting in on it the next day because something came up. Nobody stole the battery? Dadgummit. Now we have to work on it.
You'll be happy to know that the door switch works, and we have both the courtesy light and the dome light working.
That is fantastic. It might help if your steering wheel wasn't about to fall off, though. Good there.
Push on it, make sure we're in park.
That's fine. We don't need park. That was what we're doing. All right, let's put this thing in park. All right, it's in park. So today's mission is possibly replacing the steering column. I say possibly just in case this column works in this thing, because it's a late 70s, I think. Somewhere. I think it's a late 70s column, so will it work on the 71? We will find out. It's also a Chevy column, so maybe it won't work on a Buick. I don't know. GM's pretty good about that. Everything kind of is interchangeable to a degree.
Well, as you can see, we don't need fancy tools to take apart the steering column. Steering wheel's out. Yeah, we're missing a few screws.
We've always been missing a few screws.
See, that's the culprit right there. So if we can get that other one to pull out, jam that bad boy in there, and we can use that other ignition.
This might not work, but we're going to try anyways.
We got to, for the sake of the Skylark. I have no qualms using the needle nose keys, but the wife, she's going to want an actual working ignition, and she likes things to work right.
Maybe air conditioning is the next thing on the list.
That's what 4 windows are for.
The steering wheel is off. John is holding it. Now, we didn't film this because it was a kind of a two-handed operation, but the gist is you run these 2 bolts in here, in those 2 holes, twist this, pulls the steering wheel off. We're at this point. Let's tear it apart the rest of the way and get the lock cylinder out. This here is the lock plate. It has a little rod that comes up and locks in there. So that's why your steering column locks up when you try to turn it. Unless you have a piece of junk like some of the vehicles we have around here. Like that one doesn't do it.
Well, at one time it had all that stuff, but then I took it out. This is going to be pieced together just like the motor did and just about everything on this car, but it will be functional.
Around here, everything gets pieced together. That's just how it works. If it wasn't pieced together, something would be wrong. We're going to go ahead and pull off this lock plate, and I'll show you just how that works. This is not an educational channel, but you're getting educated today. You're welcome. This is a fancy little tool you pick up at O'Reilly's. You just thread that thing on there, nice and snugly. Then you take the little wing nut there, and you tighten it as good as you can. And as you see, it pushes in the lock plate. Right there is a little itty bitty lock ring. We just got to fish that critter out. This could be a 4-hand operation with this thing not being mounted in a vehicle. I'll let John try to do it. Sometimes he acts like he has 4, so
Well,
it comes in handy. It's a good skill.
come on now. Come on now. I had it.
It only takes like 8 different attempts on this thing usually.
Now. Oh, come on.
In and out, in and out. That's pretty much how it goes.
Third time's the charm. I promise. Third time we're going to get it. It's going to be great.
Come on. Got it. Just slides off. Looks like that. Then we have this, which is part of the horn mechanism. We don't need that necessarily. There's a spring. Now we take off this whole unit here, which is the turn signal switch. Pretty simple thing to move. You just got to be careful not to break it. This one actually looks like it's in pretty good shape.
I'm still on that screw, yeah?
You probably need it.
Yeah.
We got to pull out the hazard. Right where that is, there's a little Phillips screw. That is the only thing that holds the lock cylinder in place. Got it. I lost it. And, well, you've got a handful of tools and a phone with a light, and I'm packing up these tools.
Well, we're going to do the same thing we've done twice to another column to hopefully have the right part in it. We ride a lot on hope here at the Empire, so we hope that we're not tearing into another column for no reason. We have to have justification. For education and science, we tear into another column.
We're going to go out in the back area behind my shop on a little expedition, because just back there, I just happen to have a 69 Impala with a brand new replacement column, brand new from a salvage, another 69. And we're going to take the parts off of the column that's in it because we're not using that column. Go team.
And it's raining.
And it's raining. And there was lightning a minute ago. Let's do this. Look at this lovely column. This is my lovely 69 that you can't hardly see at all because it's darker than all get out. We're going to rob a few parts out of it. Don't drop them through the holes in the floor. That's a lovely column. As you can see, this column here is in bad shape. The steering wheel is not great looking, but you know, I've honestly seen worse steering wheels. But right over there, I have a whole nother column with an absolutely terrible steering wheel, but everything else is in great shape. The things we do for the love of our cars.
Oh, come on. I thought I was never going to get that one to come out.
Yay, it's off. I have to go be the gopher today in the rain, coming back and forth to the Impala to steal parts off of the poor thing, off the bad column that's currently in it. Hey, I think we got the right one. This is fun.
All we need is, you know, a drive-in movie and some romantic music going on in the background.
Look, I can see the bacteria floating around in the car. Heck yeah. Oh, it came off so easy.
Yeah, I think I could have used a pair of pliers, honestly.
You know what we didn't get?
Huh.
Needle nose. Yeah, like no joke. This car was like up to here with rat nest. And while I was still working for Weston, I had Calvin come over and clean it out because he was a little bored and unemployed at that time. So I offered him a substantial amount of money, which in retrospect, it might not have been substantial enough because it was pretty gross. I raked out a bunch of it, and he finished it up with a vacuum, and he also cleaned out another car for me. John's pretty close over there. This rain has really picked up. Hey, look above your head, right there. Better get a pot, set it over there to catch the water.
So now it's a race against time because I can't swim.
It's the other way. There you go.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, steering wheel come off nice and easy. This is the most exciting thing we've done in months.
Yeah, not since the dinosaur excavation in the 57 have we had this much joy in an old car.
Well, and that being said, the dinosaur's already been excavated out of this thing, so it's at least a little bit less hazardous. Most of that is destroyed. It's perfectly fine if we just ruin it the rest of the way.
That makes me feel less bad about claiming that chrome flasher signal switch.
In case you guys don't know, John's addicted to chrome.
I am.
It's a problem he's had for years, and there's no cure.
I got a fever, and the only prescription is more chrome.
So race against the clock and the flood. The water's building up underneath the car, and it's going to come pouring through those holes anytime now.
Oh, man.
So anyways, John, explain the consequences of our little destructive escapade the other day.
Well, here's the deal. We tried to save money because on the internet, our little gear goes for about $30. I never once thought to check around with the local parts stores, and I found one that not only had it in stock, but for less than half of $30. So, after, countless hours with a drill and a hammer and almost losing an eye and a couple of teeth with a cutting blade, we found that the old gear was in fact cracked in half already and not usable in the column that we were trying to use. So I got a hold of a local parts store, and they had a whole kit for $13. So we've got a brand new gear to install in this car, and folks, it pays to shop around before you just start tearing into stuff thinking you're going to save money and time, because we wasted a lot of time for no particular reason at all other than the thrill of friendship.
Yeah, we were bonding in the rust and dust and the rat turd fumes and the rain. It was a good time. Also, on a side note, my little carry-on toolbox is now full of aluminum shards, so that's pretty cool.
You're welcome, buddy.
All right, so pop that feller in there. Let's make sure it works. Would you look at that? I think it's in the hole. All right, what do we say? Is that a victory?
We won't know until it starts.
We're still kind of just half-assing this. It's going to be a lot less half-assed than it was before. Now it has an actual plate, which is pretty cool because it didn't have that before. I mean, let's be honest here. It does need a column at some point. Okay, that's the closest this thing's been to right since forever. How do you feel?
I feel like I hope this ignition works.
Well, one way to test it. There's the switch. This is what happens when you fit a really big package in a really small hole. Perfect. Dash light's gone. Use your head and pump the gas real quick. There we go. Now she fires. That works. Sometimes you just gotta use your head. Okay, now that's not optimal positioning for you, so now you're out. Good job.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the land of the vertical.
Yeah, I'm lightheaded now. Okay. No lights on the dash. There's that. What do you think? You think we can make a nut hold that?
Probably not, no.
I mean, we got the tool to hold. So what if we just,
There's not enough thread. No way.
Hey, you know what? Before we get carried away, let's double check, make sure the wheels are straight.
You don't want to cock the steering wheel like I got in the wrecker?
Well, you know me, I don't care, but my wife will.
She could potentially drive this thing.
Once we get all the other stuff, the important stuff, yeah, she'll want to drive it.
Well, she drove it before, right?
Yeah, she's driven it before, but I had to start it for her because we had the poor man's way of starting it. Now we don't have to start it the poor man way. Oh, come on.
What are you looking for?
Oh, flat blade or something that I can encourage this hairpin clip with. I'm just so relieved that it worked. Not for my sake. I was fine with it the way it was, but now my wife will finally want to drive this sucker. She's been dying to make this the grocery getter, and boy, I can't tell you how much I love that about her. Just for looks, let's put the bolt or the nut just as secure as we can.
Oh, you can hide it with the cover, and you just put that on there. It'll be fine.
Yeah, she's partway there. More than she was yesterday, and less than she will be tomorrow. We're getting there.
All right, you know what time it is? Victory M&M time. And now we're going to go ahead and give her the opportunity to drive it.
Oh, I'm just so excited that you got my car fixed. I've been waiting for 2 years just to drive this thing. I'm so happy that you got it fixed finally. Oh, it starts so easy now. I can't believe it. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, it has a key now. It's gonna get driven now. Oh, you're gonna get a big batch of cookies. Cookies for keys. Already.
You're getting old there, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm starting to see white.
Well, you know, working on all these cars for your wives, that'll do it to you.
It will.
I hope she doesn't drive like that all the time with this thing, because I worked really hard. Michael worked really hard to get this thing going. And for her to just romp on it like that right out of the gate, we're going to have a serious talk about how she drives her vehicles. But other than that, it looked pretty awesome, I'd say. I'm proud of this old car for a $200 Facebook Marketplace motor, and just a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Transmission is strong, and the brakes, as you can see, they were gripping right in that little sandy area soon. Yeah, there's still a few bugs that needed to be worked out, some kinks, mainly body work. But other than that, I'm pretty proud of this whole endeavor.
Trust in the rust.
Trust in the rust, folks.